Video number 101 from MythoReligio series, Book 4. The Lost Paradise of Atlantis, Lemuria, or Mu, Part 4. In Asia? Dear fellow truth seekers, in video number 98, I have shared the background information concerning how the Western world heard about the sunken paradise of Atlantis, an island that submerged in the middle of the ocean due to the anger of the gods. Many people have been obsessed trying to prove that this legendary place really existed, and many locations in the world have been proposed for its location. In video number 99 and number 100, I have shared the proposed location of Atlantis in several areas in Europe, in Americas, Turkey, and Antarctica. And in this video, I will continue sharing other proposed locations in Asia, namely Japan, Indonesia/Malaysia, and India. Yonaguni, Japan. Yonaguni is the westernmost island of Japan. It is the last of the Ryukyu Islands chain and lies 108 kilometers or 67 miles from the east coast of Taiwan, between the East China Sea and the Pacific Ocean proper. In the 1980s, local divers discovered a striking underwater rock formation off the southernmost point of the island. This so-called Yonaguni monument has staircase-like terraces with flat sides and sharp corners. Although the majority of the academic society regard the rock formation as natural joint, Masaaki Kimura, a professor of seismology in University of the Ryukyus, believes these are monuments made by men, left by an unknown civilization, perhaps from the Asian mainland, engraved or built 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. He reasons that if the 5 layers on the Yonaguni site had been carved by nature, you would find debris from the erosion that have collected around the site, but no rock fragments have yet been found. He adds that there is what looks like a road encircling the site as further indication it was used by men. He believes building this monument necessitated a high degree of technology and some sort of machinery. How to date these sites? A few possible scenarios have been suggested. The sites may have been submerged when sea levels rose at the end of the last ice age as the continental ice sheets melted. Or, as Japan sits on the Ring of Fire, tectonic activity might have caused subsidence of the land. Or perhaps a combination of subsidence and inundation from rising sea levels, or some catastrophic event dropped it, intact and upright, into the ocean. Teruaki Ishii, a professor of geology at Tokyo University, believes the site is partly man-made, partly natural, and suggests a date of 8000 BCE. Others have suggested a date of 12,000 years, which fit with the date of Atlantis given by Plato. Indonesia/Malaysia. Professor Arcio Nunes dos Santos, PhD in nuclear physics, free docent and professor of nuclear physics at the Federal University of Minas Gerais, Brazil, have been researching on Atlantis for almost 30 years, pointing out that Atlantis was never found because we have all been looking in the wrong places. The reason for this, according to him, is that when Plato spoke of the ocean of Atlantis, he was not speaking of the ocean that we today call Atlantic Ocean, but of the whole ocean that encircles Eurasia and Africa. Professor Santos hence concludes that Atlantis is really located in the Indo-Pacific Ocean, which was considered to be the eastward extension of the modern Atlantic Ocean. The ocean was once deemed to extend all the way to the East Indies, a conception which lasted down to the times of Christopher Columbus and other Renaissance explorers and geographers. Despite the prevalent opinion of experts of all sorts that continents cannot possibly sink, Professor Santos managed to discover a whole sunken continent in the region of Indonesia/Malaysia, which he identified with the lost continent of Atlantis. In his book, Professor Santos made a checklist based on the description described by Plato and went through all the proposed locations for Atlantis, and according to him, only the East Indies, i.e. Indonesia, ticked 100% of the list. Indeed, Indonesia is the biggest archipelago in the world today, with strong maritime power, as elephants, continental-sized, has tropical climate, variety of fruits, produce perfumes and incenses, has large population, had human population during the epoch, horses and war chariots, megalithic construction, tall mountains and volcanoes, 2 times harvests, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, many islands, rich in metals, evidence of cataclysm, etc. In February 2005, Canberra-based independent researcher Remy Cheros announced to the world that he had found a lost city in the unsunken Malaysian portion of the lost continent. A well-funded expedition is now underway involving a large ground team of experts and Malaysia Center for Remote Sensing (MACRES) satellites. Dwarka, India. Dwarka, the lost city, is one amongst the 7 holy cities in India. As per the ancient Hindu references in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Skanda Purana, Vishnu Purana, and the epic Mahabharata, Dwarka is described as the golden city and capital of Lord Krishna's kingdom. Many poets and writers of ancient India have written on the majesty and beauty of Dwarka. Dwarka is identified with a kingdom that was built by the Hindu god/hero Krishna and is believed to be the first capital of Gujarat. Dwarka was a well-planned city with an efficient harbor which was advanced and suitably designed to deal with the marine traffic of large ships. The ancient Hindu text tells that Krishna, who migrated from Mathura, created the city of Dwarka and established kingdom here. There was a battle with the king of Salva. The battle was fought using sophisticated and advanced weapons termed as astra, and there are references of the use of flying machine or vimana, which I have shared in one of my earlier videos. Until recent time, Dwarka was just a legend, but now the remains discovered undersea give many clues to suggest that Dwarka was indeed real. Between the periods 1983 to 1990, the well-built city of Dwarka was discovered under the sea. Stretching over half a mile, the township was built in 6 sectors along the river banks. The archaeological explorations of Dwarka has brought to light a large number of semicircular, rectangular, and square stones and are randomly scattered over a vast area under sea. There are also large numbers of stone anchors noticed along with other structures. This shows that in ancient time, Dwarka was an important and most busy port on the western coast of India. The ruins are dated at least 9,000 years ago. Coastal erosion was the probable reason for the destruction of the ancient port. The explorations conducted reveal sandstone walls, streets, and an evidence of seaport 70 feet or 21 meters underwater. Curiously, the exploration and excavation of Dwarka has been stopped by the Indian government due to political reasons. Reference in the Hindu scripture called the Bhagavad Gita mentions that the sea, which was beating against the shore, suddenly broke the barricade created and rushed through the city, submerging the beautiful buildings one after another. In few moments there was no trace of the city of Dwarka. Thus, the golden city of Dwarka vanished under the water due to the deluge. Ramsetu or Ramas Bridge, India. Space images taken by NASA reveal a mysterious ancient bridge in the Palk Strait between India and Sri Lanka. The bridge, currently named as Ramas Bridge or Adam's Bridge or Ramsetu in Indian language, is made of chain of shoals circa 18 miles or 30 kilometers long. The bridge's unique curvature and composition by age reveals that it is man-made. Wikipedia gives the age of more than 500 years before present time, but Indians date it to circa 1,750,000 years ago, which coincide with the lifetime of the Hindu king Rama. Hindus believe that the epic of Ramayana took place during Treta Yuga, which is more than 1.7 million years ago. Indeed, in this epic there is a mention about a bridge which was built between Rameswaram or India and Sri Lankan coast under the supervision of King Rama, a reincarnation of the Hindu god Krishna. Kindly watch the videos in the Hindu playlist if you want to know more about this. Dear fellow truth seekers, there are many more locations that have been proposed as a location of Atlantis, such as Malta, Sicily, Cuba, Ireland, etc. So, where was Atlantis? Did Atlantis really exist? Or was Atlantis actually the same as the sunken land of the religious or mythical heroes such as Noah, Krishna, Rama, Manu, Cox et al.? If so, could it be that the religious books and world myth had been telling us about the true prehistory of mankind after all? As you can see, surprisingly, these three locations in Asia, beside the fact that they are not located in the present-day Atlantic Ocean, somewhat fit the description of Atlantis made by Plato better than any other proposed locations. Does it mean that one of these are the Atlantis that we are looking for? Personally, I think not. I have my own theory whether Atlantis really existed and its connection to the overall prehistory of humanity. But I cannot share it yet. I will do it when it is time to do so, after sharing all the information needed to draw a conclusion. Right now, I'm just sharing all the information that I can gather on this topic. And next time, I will continue by sharing information about Lemuria and Mu. At the meantime, allow me to thank you for watching and hope to see you in my next video.